All right, well, let's talk about Odin Customs one more time. And there'll be more, but I'm not going to gush all over what I think about Odin Customs. I have a whole playlist. I've had him as a guest on the EDC Hour with Dirk and Alex, our other channel, and I think he's just a great guy making knives here in the United States. So today we're going to talk about this Sine Recurve version. And in a future video, we're going to talk about this prototype Sine Elite. You're going to want to stay tuned for that one. It's his first flipper tap. We'll talk about that in the next video. Here is the details on this particular Sine Recurve that we're going to talk about today. This is relatively new. This is December 10 or 11 that I'm filming this. So this is about a month old. And it's coming to me on the secondary to then send to my buddy Anthony. So Anthony bought this on the secondary market and had it shipped to me so I can send it to him. Anthony won the auction for this prototype. It had it sent to me, brand new. I'm only the second person to ever touch it, which, I don't know, is just kind of cool to me. So we're going to talk about that one later. This one, I've done Sine Recurves before, so there's nothing really new and earth-shattering, okay? So I'm not going to bore you with all of the details and whatnot. But I can tell you that this one is freaking amazing. So this is the blade steel is from Baker Forge. And Baker Forge, I've done a bunch of different videos on. Everybody is using their stuff right now. Odin Custom has made several that I've talked about. I have just up here that I will grab in a second, one from Papa Bear Knives that has Baker Forge Damascus in it. And this one is their Copper Tiger Gomai. The details in this blade are amazing. I'm not a huge, crazy copper fan because, quite frankly, I don't like the smell in general. But with a little bit of copper in the blade like this, absolutely love it. It's stunning. Carbo quartz, camo quartz for the scales. That same Tiger Gomai backspacer, which I think is really awesome. Milled titanium clip. Liner lock. Just beautiful. And the back side of the blade that is equally as beautiful as the front side of the blade. I love the pivot here on this side. Really matches the blade, and you can barely feel the transition between the materials. And then just your removable side over here. Now there is just a hair of lock stick, but in talking to Anthony, the owner, who has a couple of other copper-ish, infused blades from Odin, it's very similar on those ones. It's not a thing with Odin's normal ones. So I think it's something in the copper of the blade that just kind of hangs up a little bit. I'm okay with that. This is a knife, and we can talk about it, but and I'm sorry, I misspoke. It's a zirconium clip. I think I said it was a titanium clip. I just glanced over at my notes. This is a zirconium clip, Mokume pivot inlays on the other side, and just, yeah, man, just a beautiful knife. It's a beautiful knife that is not without its flaws. And I say that because, one, the lock stick, which we mentioned, I don't know that that's a flaw. I think that's just a material characteristic, if you will. One thing, and I haven't mentioned this to Kyle over at Odin Customs yet, the top of the scales are nicely contoured and rounded. So it's very comfortable on the top. As you get around the sides and the locks, the inside, if you will, it's much more of a hard edge. If it were me, I would kind of like to soften that edge all the way around. Maybe not as radical as the top part. Here's a good way of showing it. Maybe it doesn't need to be that softened, but just a little bit of a knockdown on this edge would feel a bit more comfortable in the hand. Right? You guys know me. I'm just going to tell it like it is. Okay? And it could be a bit more comfortable on the finger sides of the hand. The palm side up here is great. So just a little tidbit. Again, I am not a knife maker. I am not a knife designer. I'm just a user and a collector. I love the hidden hardware on the pocket clip. All in all, I'm a big fan of Odin knives. So something that is very new to Odin Custom is his packaging. So this is made by Raymond, and his last name is escaping me right this second, but he has a Facebook page. I think there's a website. I will put links to it down below. I'm friends with Raymond in some Facebook groups and, whatnot. And I think he does an amazing job. When you take this out of the package, you get that leather smell. Odin's logo over here, made in the United States. They each look a little bit different just because of the aging of the leather. And this just wraps around. I almost wish that, I don't know, that there was a snap, there was a buckle of some sort. I struggle with, what do I do with it? Do I just kind of tie it like this? I don't know. I mean, it's not really a negative. I kind of think it's this belongs somewhere, and it just kind of flops around to me. Okay. Then it kind of does roll a little bit. You got your Moulin Labe, however you pronounce that here. And then the knife kind of just sticks inside. It does have some suede on the inside, suede lining, so that when you do put the knife in, it's kind of protected there by the suede, not just the leather. I think it's very cool. It's something that they just started doing. And it looks great. When I get to the Elite version model, I will pull out both of these so you can see the difference, because they are slightly different. They're constructed the same and all of that, but slightly different. So this is just very cool. And to show you another quick example of this Baker Forge Damascus with some copper in it. This is from Papa Bear Knives. This is the copper necker. So there is some copper infused in this Damascus pattern also. And right off the top of my head, I don't know what they call this one. I did a video on this. You can check it out. I'll put a link to my Papa Bear playlist up in the corner. And I will put a link to the Odin Custom playlist. Please go check those out, because Odin's doing some great stuff. He's a super nice guy and is super open to, not criticism, but input from the fan base, if you will. So anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll put some description, some size and dimensions down below also, if I remember when I upload this. And yeah, thanks for watching.